The fireweed is floating all around. So I'm not just mom, I'm a registered nurse. Man, it's coming.
It's coming fast, yeah.
Couldn't ask for better weather. So nice.
Okay, Alaska size campfire grilled cheese and ham sandwich.
What are you doing? Welcome back to Good Living Alaska. So today we are out here at Skilak Lake.
Yes, it is nearing the end of our summer, which is so hard to believe. It seems like it just started, but it is evident because the fireweed is floating all around. If you can see it in the air here, and this is what happens when towards the end of the summer, the fireweed starts seeding. It's just a reminder that winter is coming yet again. So kind of sad to see it, but we are looking forward to the beautiful fall colors that we have briefly and the cooler weather.
All right, so today we wanted to do a Q&A and talk about all the changes that are going to be happening here on Good Living Alaska.
Yes, we have a lot of changes coming that we wanted to update you guys on, but we've also been getting a lot of new subscribers, and so we wanted to go ahead and update you guys as well who are newer to our channel. And since we've moved off grid, there has been so many changes that have happened and changes that are going to be coming. We've also been getting a lot of questions about our lifestyle and who we are on a more personal level. So we're really excited to share that too. We've talked about it in some of our older videos, but for those who are newer, we know it's a little bit sometimes hard to catch up. So we wanted to go ahead and fill you guys in.
So as we're answering a bunch of questions, we are going to be changing scenery, going to some of our favorite spots here on Skilak Lake. And then we're also going to stop and have a little cookout and eat some food because the kids are going to be hungry for lunch. All right, we made it to Skilak Lake.
So first question, what inspired you to move off grid?
So I think for us, it was more of the freedom aspect. We wanted to be able to be free of the city and be able to get out and be more self-sufficient. It gives us the ability to be able to have more animals and to be able to raise our own meat and to be able to have a lot more chickens and not be restricted by the city limits and permits.
All right, next question. Do you have family roots here or did you move from somewhere else? So for those of you that have been following us since the beginning, you know that we were not born here. We actually moved up here 2 years ago on a job contract for Blake. We loved it here, decided to stay here and raise our family here. So we are originally from Texas, around the Houston area, and our families are still there. So we are up here without any family, which has been hard, but we love it here. And we do miss Texas a little bit for certain things like the food. But overall, we are very happy with the decision we made to move and stay here. Next question, what does a typical day look like for you?
For me, it's going to be, I usually will end up going to work during the weekdays, and on the weekends we usually try to film for Good Living Alaska and try to get as many projects done as possible.
Yeah, so very busy during the week. While Blake's at work, I'm home taking care of the kids. So I'm a stay-at-home mom right now, and our day is filled with doing stuff around the house, and we also go a lot of places. I'm really good about taking the kids to places in town, such as the library and to the rec center and to a bunch of other different places. So my day is spent with them. In the past, I've had a lot of people criticize, what does Jillian do while Blake's working and working on these projects? And it is taking care of the children. We do have young children, and they need to be watched and, you know, taken care of, especially, you know, their safety is our number one priority, and then they just need help, you know, with everything else because they're little.
Yeah.
So
that's a big thing.
Yeah. But I do try to help Blake when I can, and when Blake comes home, we spend a lot of time working on projects together when we can, taking care of the animals, going places as a family.
Yeah. And tell them about you should tell them about your career too. What was your career?
Yeah, I am actually a nurse, a registered nurse. So I'm not just mom, I'm a registered nurse. But when Harrison was born, I wanted to stay home with him. And that became a possibility. And so I've done that ever since. And really enjoy being a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, and it works really good because I think it's better for the kids, at least for our family situation.
Yes, yes. So, and that's the other thing is we are homeschooling. So I do a lot of education stuff with Harrison. All right, next question. What is the easiest thing about living off grid, and what is the hardest thing about living off grid?
So I'm not 100% sure I could say what's the hardest, but one of the easiest things I think is just like I said before, the freedom of it. Like
Yeah.
I like the security of knowing that like if the power grid goes down, we have backup power.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, you could almost maybe say that's the hardest thing too, is the knowing that you're always going to be doing maintenance to try to make sure that you're having power. Because being off grid, you have the solar power panels, you're going to have to clean the snow off of them constantly, wash them off if they get dirty. It does get dusty out there. And then generator, making sure that the generator is constantly taken care of. But yeah, I mean, it's honestly pretty easy being modern off grid.
Yeah, and we are modern off grid. We have a lot of the modern conveniences that everybody else has. It's just we are further out and we don't have on the grid power. So that's really the only difference. But I think the hardest thing for us too is this has been a learning curve.
Yeah.
We are from Texas, around Houston. We didn't grow up like this, and only recently have we decided that we want to do this kind of lifestyle with our kids and raise our kids this way. And so it's been a learning curve, that's for sure. But we enjoy it. We love learning and we love this kind of lifestyle. But if you have not been raised like this, or if you have no experience with this, it is a little bit difficult.
Yeah, and a little bit, but not too bad.
No, anybody, you can do it. It's a learning curve. We're gonna go to the next spot, so stay tuned.
All right, so we're out here at Lower Omar Lake. Now this is one of the other lakes that we like to come to. It's a little bit more secluded, a little bit quieter out here usually. A lot less people usually coming around here.
Yeah, and actually the Upper Omar portion is where we stay when we do the off-grid public use cabin that you may have seen in our previous video. So really nice, quiet area.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
All right, so next question is, how much does it cost to go off-grid with solar power?
So I actually talked to the builder of our house that we're currently living in, and it was around $40,000 to get that entire off-grid setup. Now that was, because of labor, I imagine a lot more expensive than if you were just to buy it on your own. And I've looked into getting additional batteries, and to self-install it, you're looking around $1,000 per battery. And now the type of battery that we currently have, they're kind of like a plug and play type system where you can get a full deck of them and attach them all together, and it's very, very efficient. They even have a fire suppression inside of them, and it's just a lot safer for the kids and the family. And so what we're doing in the future here is we're going to get some more. That way we can have a longer sustain without having to worry about the generator turning on, and it gives the solar power the ability to charge a lot more during the summer, because during the 24-hour sun, sometimes we're capped out. So
Yeah.
but it's a pretty nice system overall. But that system did cost about $40,000.
So speaking of generator, the next question was, do you have to have a generator if you have solar power? And the answer to that is no. However, if you want to make sure that you are not running out with the solar power, you need a backup, a generator. And with having a family and then the cold winters here, we definitely want to make sure that we have enough power.
Yeah, especially with a family, you just want the safety of it. And on top of that too, the batteries actually last longer if you don't go below 20%, because these are lithium batteries. And so as long as you don't drop below 20% and you start charging after that, they can last 7,000 cycles, which is approximately 10 years, which is a fantastic deal if you think about it, when you're off grid.
Yeah, and then we're not getting, in the wintertime, we don't have a lot of sun either. So we depend on the generator as a backup.
Yeah.
Next question is, does Starlink work in remote off-grid areas?
Well, we can definitely say yes.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows that now, but in case you didn't, it does work. There are people using it in extremely rural situations. In fact, a lot of the native population is switching over to Starlink because they used to be on a wired system, and that wire system keeps getting cut somehow. I don't know if it's the ice that does it or if it's drilling that does it, but anyways, it gets cut in the ocean because it's traveling through the ocean and then back up onto land and then hits a pole and has a direct link to all the different networks out there. Well, satellites don't need that. So it's a lot more reliable, and because they have been several months without power. So anyways, it's been a great system for us. There are times when the download are really good, and there's times when the downloads aren't really great at all. Sometimes it takes a long time to like upload a YouTube video, and then sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on where the satellites are when you're trying to do the things you're trying to do.
Yeah, but for what we need it for homeschooling, uploading YouTube, and just everyday life, you know, looking stuff up, it's been fine.
Been great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Been really good.
Been good.
And for us, it currently costs $120. Now, I know there's a rural discount, which I need to call and try to see if they're going to give me that.
Oh, yeah.
Because a rural discount's only $90 a month. But we'll see what happens. I mean, we're right at the cusp of being rural, or considered rural Alaska. It's literally like 200 feet away from us where it's considered rural Alaska. So, you know, I mean, we had to move where we moved because of my job. I have to be within 30 minutes of it. And that's because of the on-call that can happen at the hospital.
But yeah, we are definitely pretty much rural, the location that we are now. How reliable is solar in Alaska in the winter months?
So I would definitely say that during the winter, we do get to a point where it's only about 4 hours of daylight, and I imagine
too, man, it's coming.
It's coming fast, yeah. So that is not going to be very reliable. One of the ways that we are cutting down on energy costs is by having a wood stove. And if you saw us when we moved in, you may have saw that video that when we installed our wood stove. Now, we did get a very efficient one, and the reason why is because we wanted to save on energy consumption when it comes to the cold. So we do have in-floor heating, which is actually very efficient. Yeah. But to also cut down on the amount of times that is constantly running, because when it's winter here, it gets real cold, and it runs all the time. And so what we're going to be doing is using our wood stove as a maintenance of temperature. So it's going to be able to help maintain a certain temperature, and then that will only kick in whenever it drops below that. But either way, we're going to use that wood stove to help maintain that temperature, to help us save on energy consumption, because I imagine the generator, we're going to have to run it quite often during the winter.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right, we are going to enjoy the views a little longer here, load up, and head to our last spot.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, there you go, sissy. So bumpy.
This road's extremely bumpy.
That's a nice raft right there. Got us some rose hips here. So the wild Alaskan roses here, towards the end of the season, they produce these rose hips. Now, it's not bad. It's not sweet. It's kind of like a little bit tangy. And if you ever go buy vitamins at the store, like vitamin C, sometimes it says with rose hips. That's kind of the idea right there. It's packed with vitamin C and other nutrients. It's supposed to be really good for you. A lot of people around here will make ketchup with it, or maybe tomato sauce with it. So if you can find a bunch of collect, you can use it for that purpose. Other than that, it's good to taste every once in a while while you're hiking on a trail. And these here are high bush cranberries, and they are actually pretty good too. They're kind of tart. And you always spit the seed out. But they're definitely not as good as the low bush cranberries. The low bush cranberries are very good, and they're very good at making like cranberry dishes that would go great with Thanksgiving that's coming up not too far from now. I'm gonna put this over here, I think. It'd be nice, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What is that sound?
All right, so we are going to go ahead and make some lunch out here. We are going to do grilled ham and cheese sandwiches over the open fire here. So it should be pretty good. And what makes it even better is this view. I mean, it is beautiful. We're coming to the end of summer, so trying to soak up every nice day that we can. And it is just, couldn't ask for better weather. So nice.
Mommy, that's one. I'm tired.
wood in here. I could use it, I guess.
My gosh, I don't want the shovel. Here.
See some free wood over here. All right, free wood over here, it looks like. Starter. You got Cheetos? Harrison got Cheetos too?
Yeah, there's a lot of Cheetos in here.
A lot of Cheetos.
Mom.
All right, so while we got this campfire getting nice and hot, getting ready to cook here, we're gonna go over a few more questions.
Yes, so before we dive into our abandoned cabin, which we've been getting a lot of questions about, which we are going to touch base on here shortly, we're going to go ahead and talk about what Blake does. A lot of you are curious about what his actual job is, so take it away.
All right, so my job is I work in a cardiac cath lab in a hospital, and so that's my main job. So basically what we do is we fix hearts, we fix vessels and legs, we put stents in, balloons, and we save lives. That's what our main goal is. And that is my main job. As far as how far do I drive in? Well, it takes about 30 minutes for me to get into town, which is exactly the amount of time that I have to be from the hospital. So that's that. Yeah. That's why we moved where we moved, and we tried to find the best off-grid house we could find.
Yeah. So, yeah, off-grid, but still relatively close to, you know, job and other conveniences. And then several of you have asked about Blake's gluten allergy. You know, why doesn't he eat bread? So we'll touch base on that a little bit too.
All right, so yeah, about 5 years ago, I developed a disease called Hashimoto's. It just kind of happened upon me. It deals with the thyroid, and it is very strongly related with gluten as well. And so every time I eat gluten, it would cause a reaction. And basically, you can sometimes see reactions even in my older videos where my face would be kind of puffy. That's the Hashimoto's causing that. And it's just like an inflammatory response. And so, yeah, that's why I can't have gluten. And I prefer to actually stay more carnivore-based food, you know, like ketovore, carnivore. I don't know if you've heard that. There's a lot of topics on YouTube about that. And that's what I do is I stay carnivore, ketovore. Every once in a while, you'll see me on one of our adventures and I'll try, like, for example, nachos or something like that. And I'll eat one, maybe 2 bites of it, but then I go straight down to just where I eat just the meat off the top of it. That's how I'm able to stay on top of the illness.
Yeah, because a lot of you have asked, even though he is gluten-free, why don't we just make gluten-free bread?
But there's also the cost of that too.
Yeah.
The cost is kind of ridiculous when it comes to the gluten-free stuff, unless you're making your own like rice flour.
Yeah, so he just prefers not to eat bread.
It's just easier.
Yeah. So speaking of that, some of you have asked us about our sourdough starter that we sell on Etsy. So just wanted to touch base on that. We do make dehydrated sourdough starter, and we do sell it on Etsy, and it comes with a step-by-step instruction paper on what to do. And, you know, if you guys ever have any questions, you can feel free to reach out. We are happy to answer questions. But yeah, we do make and sell our own dehydrated sourdough starter.
Yeah. And it may seem strange to you that somebody who eats more of a carnivore lifestyle, you know, is like promoting eating a gluten product, which would be sourdough. Well, the sourdough actually eats a lot of the gluten out of it. But I truly believe that, like, if I would have like started and lived my life more with the sourdough in it, then I probably would not have had this issue. That's my opinion, and that's my thought process behind it. So
yeah, and he knows how much we love bread. Harrison and I love bread, and Blakely too. So yeah. He's still.
Oh, I can't be not supportive of that.
He's a trooper of it, of the bread that we make. We make a lot of bread, and we do sell the sourdough starter. So.
And I'd rather push the healthy stuff versus the non-healthy stuff. And homemade sourdough is the way to go. You know, it's like 4 ingredients tops. You know what's in it. It's healthy.
So we feel good about giving it to our kids. So, yep, very healthy. And the other question we've been getting a lot is, what is the cost of living off-grid compared to what we were living more in the city?
So I usually deal with most of the finances. And with this question, It's actually cheaper.
Yeah.
I have actually saved a lot of money from the day-to-day expenses, and what I'm talking about is the utilities for us. So in Alaska, specifically SOLDOTNA, where we were living, the electric is actually produced by gas. So they're going to use natural gas to produce electricity, which causes an upcharge, at least from what I've done calculations anyways. It causes an upcharge, and so now we're just cutting out the middleman. We're using the gas, and we're good to go.
Yeah. And then also living further out, you know, taxes, property taxes are
Yep,
cheaper.
a lot cheaper on that.
So we have that. And then what else?
That was it, basically. I mean, the cost of the house itself was cheaper.
So the land was cheaper, the cost to build was cheaper. So we are saving, you know, in the long run on those things.
Yep, a lot more. All right, well, I think the fire is ready to go. We are going to start cooking some food. Let that start warming up. You want to put your hot dog up here on this rack?
Where?
Right here. I can move this over a little bit, and then you can put it right there. You want to put it right there?
Yeah.
So it gets nice and hot?
Oh, let me do it.
Okay, you're going to do it.
Super long now?
Super long. You want to put it right there so it gets warm? Okay, just let it, you're going to leave it there like that? Good idea.
Yeah, it's so cute. My Emmy's so cute.
So cute.
Yeah. You start it up. It's my best friend Emmy.
And your best friend Emery? That's so sweet. She your sister?
Yeah.
Okay, you going to flip it over?
Yeah.
Okay, good job.
My best dog.
Was that good?
Are you having a picnic?
It's a good picnic. All right, well, I got a big old loaf of homemade sourdough bread here. We're going to go ahead and get it chopped up. That's probably enough for a couple sandwiches here. Look at that. It's like Texas style. Big old pieces of bread. We got a new pan. All right. Got that nice and heated. Show me what you got over there. What do you got? Show me what you got. Is that butter bread? Oh, wow, that looks good. Is it good?
Yeah.
Good. All right, we're gonna have our freshly grated cheddar cheese here. Get some of that warm ham to put on top of it. Now that is a huge but beautiful looking sandwich right there. All right, let's get this thing flipped over. I forgot my tongs, or I forgot my spatula, but that's okay. Oh, wow, look at that. That is looking good and crispy. All right, well, there you are. Look at that. That looks so good.
Whoa. This is definitely a Texas-sized campfire grilled cheese sandwich in Alaska. Or maybe I should start saying Alaska size, right?
Maybe, sure. Yeah,
Alaska is bigger, so.
this is true.
Okay, Alaska size campfire grilled cheese and ham sandwich.
All right, so this is the grilled cheese and ham sandwich. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a bite here.
Oh, you can hear the crunch.
Wow. Wow, super crunchy, buttery. Yeah, this is really good. This is going to be my new camping lunch meal because it is so good. And all it was leftover ham and cheese.
It was easy to make, too.
So easy to make and really tasty. All right. So we are going to go ahead and eat our lunch, and then we are going to dive in and talk more about our abandoned cabin.
All right, so on to one of the bigger topics that you guys have been asking about, and that is our abandoned cabin. So...
So yes, we are going to be working on the abandoned cabin coming up. We're going to try to knock it down basically right before winter comes. Now, we've been contemplating a lot of things of trying to either rebuild it. We've also been saving up money.
Yeah, that's been a big factor in not doing anything with it.
It's a big decision, it really is. And well, at least it is for us, since we've never really done anything like that before. So we did decide we are going to go ahead and take it apart.
Yes, in the next month or so, we are going to be tearing it down. The first snow of the year or the season is usually around the end of October. So we are going to do our best and get it knocked down and flattened out and cleaned up and all that good stuff coming up in the next few weeks. So you'll definitely want to make sure that you watch those videos, because I know a lot of you have been excited about it as much as we are, and we finally are able to go ahead and take the next move on it.
Yep. Big move. What's the next question?
And then the next question is, why are we not seeing your Costco videos anymore?
So we decided to create another channel.
It's called Alaska Shop and Haul.
All right, so it turns out that having like a shopping style video alongside of our off-grid homestead, it kind of messed with the analytics on YouTube. And so
yeah, YouTube doesn't like that.
Yeah, so they're confused as to what it is we're offering. It's probably the same thing for the people who watch. Maybe they're confused as to what it is that we're offering. But
right.
I mean, we're trying to just show you our lifestyle and in general. And
Costco is something that we have to do monthly, especially with kids.
yeah.
But YouTube doesn't like that. It's very confused. And so we are going to separate the two channels. So make sure that you like and subscribe our new channel, Alaska Shop and Haul, if that's what you're interested in, because that's where all of our Costco videos, as well as some other videos about shopping, are going to be.
Yeah, but other than that, our plan is obviously to still be Good Living Alaska.
Yeah.
We are going to be doing a lot of building and homestead stuff on this channel.
Yeah, for those of you who are new to our channel, we bought an off-grid house that's only 1 bedroom and 2 baths, and we have 3 kids. So if you look at our older video about our new off-grid house, it shows that it has a big garage/shop. And that's what we're going to be doing this winter. We are going to be, well, mainly Blake, is going to be converting that into bedrooms. So it's going to be some really exciting stuff this winter.
At least that's the plan.
At least that's the plan for now. But, everything is seasonal here. So whenever the weather's nice, we like to get out and do stuff and do outside projects. And then winter, that's when we focus on the inside projects. So the cabin too, we're trying to do that before the weather turns. So, it's about time and money. So we're going to do the best that we can, but we're so excited to get started on the house this winter, in addition to the cabin this fall.
All right, well, we are headed off to the next place, and it's a little bit more of a quieter lake.
Yes.
A smaller, quieter lake too. Skilak's huge.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
We'll see you there. All right, next we're going to touch base on family and winter. So a couple of you have asked if we think that living off-grid is going to cause our kids to miss out on certain things. And the answer to that is no, we don't think that.
No, I think actually they're going to be able to do a lot more. That's what I think.
Yeah, we're hoping to instill skills in them that Blake and I never had growing up. Just everyday skills, but also skills of like survival, kind of like, if you will, like a Boy Scout or Girl Scout skills. And then, like we mentioned earlier, homeschooling, there's so many programs now that do co-ops, and that, everybody's like, oh, your kids won't be social, but there's co-ops now. There's so many programs that you can use where the kids still interact with kids at the local schools through sports and other programs. So we really don't think they're going to miss out.
No.
I mean, even being out of town 30, 40 minutes from some of the kids' extracurricular activities, I honestly don't mind getting up and taking them to those. I know some moms probably were like, oh, that's too far. But I honestly don't mind taking the kids to their activities. It may not be as often, and that's not only because we live far away, but it's also because we have 3 kids now, and it is harder to get out the door. But we still make it a point to get out of the house and go places, and we don't think homeschooling they're going to miss out and then living like we do. If anything, we think it's going to strengthen them and strengthen our bond as a family.
Yeah, if anything, from what I've learned in my short lifetime, is that knowledge is fairly easy to obtain. It's the experience that takes the time.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean, I'm learning all the time, but the experience, that's what's taking the longest.
And we kind of feel like it's died out maybe with our generation, or it started to die out. You know, like a lot of people our age don't know how to do basic things, myself included and Blake included. So we're having to learn, and we don't want our kids to struggle with that.
Yeah, and by basic, what we mean is what was taught to the older generations.
Like how to start a fire.
Yeah, you'd be surprised by how many people don't even know where to start on that.
So, yeah, and how to garden. So we are excited to learn ourselves and learn with our children. We're basically learning with our children, and that is really exciting. It's a little hard at times, but it is exciting to both be learning at the same time.
Yep.
All right, next question. How do you prepare for winter being off-grid?
So the way we are going to prepare for winter kind of changes every year. But the basic idea is we need to put up all of our stuff, get it either under some sort of shelter, like the RV, for example. If that has water in it, we need to either pump it out and add the RV antifreeze. And then whenever it comes to wood, we have yet to get ourselves a wood cutter. So we plan on trying to get a wood cutter. We plan on cutting down a lot of trees. Now, luckily, we have a lot of dead wood standing in our backyard. So we'll be able to easily get our wood. Otherwise, there is places you can go around Alaska, specifically like the Burro land, that you can get a bunch of wood from and bring it back to your house and then chop it up and have it for your wood. Most off-grid places do that. Even in Alaska, even people who are way, way out rural, that's where they go. They go to the forestry and they get the wood off of the land where it's standing dead. There's a lot of standing dead around here because of the beetle kill in Alaska. As far as our solar panels go, the only thing that we do to our solar panels is we just got to make sure that we keep it cleaned off as it's going throughout. There's really nothing we can do for our solar panels. So other than clean them off and try to get as much energy while the sun is shining as we can.
Now, one of the differences, though, being off-grid in the winter versus like in the city is we are not on a borough maintained road anymore. So we will have to plow our own road to get out of our house. So that will be something new. But we do have the ATV, and we do have
a snowplow.
A snowplow that we got when we got the ATV because we knew this was going to happen. So that is going to be one of the major differences. This will be our first winter in this new house. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of learning and challenges. So I'm sure we'll be able to share those with you
as we go.
Yeah. But the main thing is going to have to be plowing our own road to get out of our house. All right. And then the last question we have is, since we've been in our off-grid house for several months now, do we regret the decision to move off-grid?
That's a good question.
And would we ever move back to the city?
I don't think we ever questioned the city. I think it's more of the question of maybe back home to Texas, because the family is kind of a thing, you know. Having family around you is kind of a big deal whenever you have this many kids.
We don't really have a support system.
Yeah.
You know, it is hard when the family is far away, and, you know, we've made friends, and, you know, I have mom friends, but everybody's busy with their own life, you know, and we all have kids the same age, and then working and just doing your own life, you know, it takes time. So it is a little hard to get help, you know, have that support system. But so, I mean, that's crossed our mind, you know, did we make a mistake just coming to Alaska? But we don't think we did. And then moving off grid, I don't think we made a mistake. I love not having neighbors. I love being able to do what I want on my property.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about it. It's the fact that we can actually have like animals in abundance. You know, we don't have to be like limited to like 6 hens, you know, or whatever it is.
Love being able to ride the ATV, be loud, not have like noise ordinances and neighbors complaining. Yeah. I do like feeling like I'm prepared in case we do lose electricity, that we are not reliant on the grid.
Yeah. And the kids too. The big thing about the kids too is I've noticed a big change in Harrison.
Yes.
He actually wants to go outside more often because he feels more free, I think, out there. And just in general, plus having the porch actually helps, I think.
Yeah, we have a nice big porch that the kids can play on, and that really has helped too. But like he said, big difference with Harrison already wanting to help, wanting to be involved. I think he just feels more a part of that lifestyle now.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. That is, I think, all the questions.
That's all the questions. We really appreciate you guys asking questions. We love to get your questions. So please, if you have questions, comment them. We may not respond to you personally, but we do try to take them over time and make a question and answer. And then my question for you guys, or our question too, is would any of you live off grid? Would any of you trade the city life for an off-grid lifestyle? Would any of you move to Alaska? We never thought in a million years we would.
Nope.
And we are off-grid, but we are more of a modern off-grid. So there are different, I want to say, like levels of living off-grid.
Yeah.
It's not all just living out in the middle of nowhere. But anyway, if you guys would please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, we would really appreciate it. It just helps us grow and helps us be able to keep putting more content out there.
My water boots. Help. My water boots help me.
Stand in there. Let me see. Like this? How deep can you go? Whoa. Good job. Look, Sissy playing in the water. What do you think about that, Sissy? Yeah. All right, and we want to say thanks again for watching Good Living Alaska. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Whoa, so fast. So fast. Whoa, he's going down the hill. What are you doing? Ah!
I get you. No more.
Faster than Harrison. We're faster than Harrison. He's too slow.
Today and not tomorrow.